You're probably like me, you keep wondering when we get to quit. And the answer is never.
Former President Bill Clinton interviewed by Michael Milken. It's the 27th year Milken has convened many of the world's top minds in California at the Milken Institute's Global Conference.
You have to be excited about the future.
Milken compares Elon Musk to Spock from Star Trek.
Space, the final frontier.
Musk's efforts to make humans a multiplanetary species.
I've not seen any evidence of aliens, and SpaceX with the Starlink constellation has roughly 6,000 satellites, and not once have we had to maneuver around a UFO.
Musk's interview, one of the 170 sessions at Milken. There are 1,000 speakers and 4,000 attendees.
Our theme this year is called Shaping a Shared Future.
Conrad Kiesel is the executive director of global programming and events for the California-based Milken Institute.
We're still Californians in our hearts and our approach in terms of the openness to innovation and thinking outside the box.
Is there an issue you think that's especially interesting this year?
Absolutely. It's artificial intelligence.
Usher asked about AI by moderator Lisa Ling.
I'm the only me that I can be.
You have no idea what it's like for Usher to be looking me in the eyes going, I'm the only one of me.
Puck's Matthew Bellany talking AI with Hollywood heavyweights.
On a path to be the most powerful tool for creators ever.
It's actually a really exciting time for Hollywood because nobody knows where it's going to be in 5 years.
Actress Kerry Washington says the new tech can empower artists and more diverse storytelling.
And I will partner with you, but I will not be your pawn.
A similar dynamic in sports.
It sounded like a shotgun!
Where unprecedented athlete salaries and control over their own social media messaging is creating huge financial opportunities.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
12-time NBA All-Star Chris Paul had to learn how to cash in.
As a 19-year-old kid, I get drafted to the NBA and I fall into all of this money. I have no financial literacy or anything like that.
Paul, David Beckham, Candace Parker, and Magic Johnson, all building brands beyond sports.
When did that switch go off?
Well, let's first start with this. I had to kick ass on that court first.
So you're going to have some divided government consensus on this.
There's also a wide variety of political views.
Our colleagues in the Democrat side left us,
including senators from both sides of the aisle.
When we don't legislate, we just fight.
We catch up with former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
I think Trump's going to play this like Apprentice.
He discusses Donald Trump's search for a vice president.
Look, I think Tim Scott would be the ideal, having served in the House, having served in the Senate.
If Trump wins and Scott, currently the senator from South Carolina, becomes VP, could McCarthy become Trump's White House chief of staff?
Are you the ideal chief of staff?
Look, Trump's his own chief of staff.
Longtime pollster Frank Luntz brought students from Rwanda to Milken to learn American politics firsthand. Those students surprised at our dysfunction.
But it does seem very confusing to us, the rest of the world.
That this is even happening?
Yeah, so I never expected to see this.
Luntz introducing them to prominent leaders, including Bill Clinton.
I want them to see that Africa is important to the people in this room.
What's been the biggest lesson you've learned?
I mean, resilience and how important partnerships are.
When all these folks leave California, what do you want their takeaway from the Golden State to be?
I want them to be inspired and to see us as partners and innovators.
California's first partner, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, is here.
It's because it is about partnership between the public and private sector. So
she wants tech companies to prioritize young users' mental health.
It's being very clear on age-appropriate design and algorithmic design that doesn't lead to further harm or causing children to go down paths that lead to more self-harm.
Student planted, student grown.
While in town, she invites another Milken speaker, U.S. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack, to tour a school in Gliselle Park.
Oh, look!
As part of her farm-to-school initiative, she hopes will become a national model.
All of this is about our kids' nutrition, which again is about their mental health, their physical health.
L.A. Mayor Karen Bass on hand to welcome the world to Southern California.
Getting them interested and excited about all that we have to offer.
They're here less than a week after these images of violence at UCLA allowed to continue for hours without police intervention at a Middle East protest.
I was absolutely shocked and horrified at the violence that I saw. And I do hope that there will be a complete, comprehensive investigation, and people need to be held accountable.
UCLA is under the jurisdiction of UC Police, not the LAPD, meaning Bass has little actual authority over any of this.
Why, frankly, was the counter-protest happening right next door to the encampment on a big university that counter-protest could have happened in a lot of places?
Also here, Bass's predecessor as LA mayor, Eric Garcetti, now serving as the U.S. ambassador to India.
I hope that people from LA will come to India.
This is his first interview back in LA while in that job.
It's one of the best jobs in the world right now, to see this intersection of the two biggest democracies in the world.
The global conference drawing the president of Argentina and the Queen of Jordan.
But your bottom line is we got to think bigger than a global conference, right?
That's right. We have to think, well, it's a global endeavor to move humans off this planet.
Steve Altemus is president and CEO of Intuitive Machines. Last year, they landed a capsule on the moon.
This lunar economy is a real economy.
Politico's Melanie Mason says this conference has a California vibe.
There's just a little bit more of the sun is shining, we can let our hair down a little bit more.
There's a puppy petting station to relieve stress, which we both enjoy. On the same week, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem defended her decision to shoot and kill her puppy.
No Kristi Noem sighting there.
Absolutely, yeah, she's not allowed.
Almost everyone loves puppies. You can stream almost every single Milken session for free in its entirety anytime by going to their website, milkeninstitute.org.